Hello, hello, welcome back, guys. Come on in. How is everyone doing? Thank you guys again for joining me today for writing sprints. That was fun and so productive. So how's everyone doing? How has the last couple of weeks been treating you? What exciting things have happened? What's not so exciting, but good things have happened? Sometimes they're not exciting, but they're good, right? Oh, sorry guys, I just sneezed. Nothing like the allergy season, which will not end. So welcome back, guys. We are going to get into our planning and figure out what we're going to do for the week. I am throwing how am I going to put that? A wrench into my own system because I'm going to try to see out of this week if, instead of using the template, I just put it all directly into my planner. I use the legend planners, so hoping that I can use a combination of the two. I don't know how quite that's going to work, so I'm ready to ditch it at any point and go back to the template. But I want to give it a try and see if I can get it all right on the page, because some of the areas are similar, right? So I'm hoping. Rita, hello. This week is also the beginning of the summer break for the last 2 days. So my summer will be shifted drastically. Oh no. Oh, do you have the kids every day, or are their grandparents going to be taking them a little bit too? Or like what's going to be the situation? Oh my. Yeah, that's going to be a drastic twist, right? We didn't have as much of a twist this time because my daughter is doing she took the summer semester as well, so she's already doing her 3 classes, although 2 of them are online, so it's just the one day of the week that she has to actually go to the school. So that's been proving to be kind of nice. Ours is turning into shifting because a lot of my eldest daughter's stuff is coming to an end for the next couple of months off, and then we're going to be shifting back into, and then there'll be that shift when we go back into like the September, October zone, right? Louise, hello, how are you on? Okay, guys, we are going to dive on in and get some fantastic planning done. I'm already feeling like I'm going to need the template, but you know what? I want to try this. Read it. Yep. The kids from 6:30 or 7 until 4:30 or 5:30, at least 4 days a week. In July, I only have them for the last 2 weeks. August is still up in the air. Okay. So some family vacation in there as well for them. Well, that's good. Okay, guys, let's dive on in. For anyone that is new, make sure that you grab your template there that's in the description. I haven't made any changes to it. I've been I shouldn't say I'm toying with changes, but nothing that I have finalized on. There's little tweaks and stuff that I want to make. So working toward it, but they're not there yet. So we're going to keep with this one because we know at this point this one works. Alright, so that's our 2-page template there. So let's get started with our backstory. A set of events that have occurred before the main story. So how has your backstory been occurring? Your gold star moments, your distractions and best fixes. It's not so much about the distractions, but how you handle them, right? We want to note down the things that work. And then the things you've been avoiding. That first action step that's going to serve you to get it off your plate. So we have we're going to celebrate our successes and gold star moments as always. We're going to analyze our challenges, our biggest distractions and best fixes, because we want to note these down too so that they're there for the next time we need them. I love the template in digital format. Oh, thank you. And reluctance. What are you avoiding? Why? Does it still matter? Break it down. Define your first action step, that itty bitty tiny little first step that you can take, and then make it priority number 1, and we're going to get it off our plates on Monday morning. All right, guys, let's take a quick 2 minutes, guys, and we will figure out, and that is where I think is the one place. I'm probably going to still use the template because my planner don't have room for that one. Okay, guys. We're gonna just do this as a combo because that's the best way I can see it. Okay, guys. 2 minutes and begin. Okay. How did you guys do on that one? Hello, I'm a tad late. What did I miss? We've just done the our gold star moments and best fixes, which I actually enjoyed this week because I ended up with I have not broken the chain at all for the 9091 challenge, so that was good. Project Bellet is coming along quite nicely, and it has not. I haven't broken the chain, so I'm like ecstatic about that. And the story works. So other side of that, best fix. It's sort of how do I put this one? It kind of supports. It's part of the 9091, and I think it's because I've been. Usually when I'm writing, I try to use other tech or use my computer. But on those busy days, I was leaning into using my phone and using Google Docs and feeling a little guilty about it. But at the same time, I've realized that that is a fantastic tool. And on those busy days, I always have my phone. So it just worked and made so much more sense, right? And I made a decision on something for the avoiding one because I don't. In terms of time, it's the only way I think I can do it. No gold star moment as I was sick with COVID. Oh no, hon. COVID sucks. I do not like it. Understatement. I've had it now at this point at least 3 times, if not 4. Maybe it's 4. Not pleasant, not fun. And because I went to our retro gaming expo yesterday, I'm waiting to just be. I'm anticipating losing a couple days next week at least because I know my immune system is going to get hit. And probably starting tomorrow or Tuesday, I'll be going down. And I just know it because I know that I can't be around that many people and not find something, right? You know? Let's see. Louise, my gold star moment was a huge breakthrough about my mindset, life changing for me. Woo! Nice, hon. I'm so excited for that. Rita, I've been allowing myself more self-care time, reading and outside time. Also, my YouTube channel, I did a live tarot and writing streams. Nice. I love that. That is very cool. I love the live tarot. Sweet touch. Lori, this was my third time. Felt like a really bad head cold or sinus infection from the neck up. I was miserable. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Oh, yeah. It is just, I don't even know how, like, I'm anticipating as I'm doing my monthly planning for the new quarter is I know September. I'm going to be smart about it this time. I'm hoping it won't be as much, but I know every September because all the kids come back together. Kids, you know what I mean. And I tend to get hit in September and get something rather nasty. So I'm going to be smart this time, and instead of treat September like I have the full, 4 or 5 weeks, I don't. And I'm going to give myself at least 2 weeks there, which are going to be just far, far more light. And you know what? If it doesn't happen, which I hope, awesome. And if it does, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, right? Okay, guys. Stage 2, distractions, things that prevent someone from giving full attention to something else, aka life. We're going to use that majority of that first page there to break it all down. We have multiple sections. We have basically 4 sections. We have the major conflicts, the important dates, the kind of the breakdown of the non-scheduled type things, but the things we still need to do, and then sort of some other ends of space for any extra things you can think of. Here we go. So let's start with the first one, major conflicts. We will not put a timer on for this one. We'll just talk about it, and if there's something you think of, you fill in that spot. This is breaks in routine. This can be anything from vacations to major holidays, surgeries, conferences. Nobody ever thinks they're gonna that a conference will affect them the way it does. Your brain is on capacity overload. It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing at the same time, because it's almost like you feel like you're done and nothing else can go in, nothing else is going out. You're like in a processing loop or something when you're done with a conference. And it's especially the fantastic ones, because you've taken in so much that your mind is just buzzing and buzzing with all these things that you just learned. And you sit back at the end of them and you're like, whoa, okay, I need a minute. Right? So seriously, give yourselves the time to a little bit before for the packing and all the organization and getting the family ready and all that. And then the after for getting back into normal. You're going to need a few days, honestly. So you need to figure out, is this one of those kinds of places? You need to relax. So you don't want to have any work with you. You want to participate, so you don't want to have other things hanging over you, demanding your time. Do you want to just enjoy it? Like, I know that's kind of part of relax, but enjoying it is being present and in the moment and just doing the things that you were wanting to do. Not show up for vacation and do all the things that you should have been doing at home beforehand. Like, we're trying to get ahead here, right? And then recovery. If you're in a recovery state, then, you need that. You need to leave your body alone and give your mind the time and everything else, right? So think about how you're going to get ahead and what can you do this week to get ahead of that so that you have less on your plate when you get to the event. All right, guys. So if you thought of anything, scribble that in. The only one I can kind of think of is my daughter's birthday. So she's turning 20 in August. So I kind of want to make it special. So I kind of want to put some extra in there. So I want to start thinking about the things I can do to make it extra fun and cool for her. Let's see. Now, your important dates, this is where I grab from my Google Calendar, but you can grab from your monthly and your paper planner or whatever works for you. So for the next 2 weeks, what holidays events do you have coming up? We have Canada Day on July 1st. You guys have Independence Day on the 4th. I don't think there's anything. July, I think that's the only one that we have anyway. But you know what? Google Calendar will tell us that. Any birthdays coming up, appointments that you want to make sure you have down, and maybe details associated with them, commitments that you have that are the more casual nature, but there's still a commitment. You don't want to forget. You don't want to be late. So there's space there for the reminders for travel time, action steps, prep, confirmation if needed, and paperwork. Let's see. Lori, major conflicts, no breaks in my new routine for the next week or two, which is so exciting. Then again, now that I said that, I'm sure life will toss me something. This is the week I'm going. Ooh, what you doing? All right, guys. So let's bring up our Google calendars. And there. Okay. There's one there, but I don't think I know that one. Da, 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 da. Yeah, just those two. Just those two. We'll also have Double Down Day, which will hit on... Double Down Day should be July 6th. And if I am not mistaken, this month, I think we also have another virtual writing retreat coming up. I cannot remember the exact dates on that one, so I'll have to look that up for you guys. All right. That will be coming like the 3rd week, so that'll be a bit. Let's see, to get as much writing done, just in case, I only have a haircut scheduled and some tentative plans for the 4th of July. I've decided that I'm going to take a few days off near the 4th. Perfect. I love that. Okay, guys, let's get that 2-minute timer up, and let's refer to our monthly calendars, regardless of whether they're techie or paper, and figure out what's coming at us, and go. Okay, what else? Oh. Those will be gone. Okay. Okay, what did you guys come up with? Rita, fun conflict, hoping to spend a week at a friend's cabin. Ooh, I love that conflict. This way, we both can spend time with the baby and their parents. I'll still be able to get writing time and family time. Both are needed. Oh, I love that. I hope that comes together for you. That's beautiful. I'm realizing that we have next week will be heavy. But after that, it's going to be a nice light week. I'm so looking forward to this. We've been needed this for a while. So it'll be nice to actually be able to do that. So many things will have ended. I do have to need to put a note here for myself here, a little star, because this one I cannot forget. And that I cannot forget. That is important. Got to do some registering for my eldest Special Olympics stuff and get that organized. Let's see, as well as the other two Breading Conference next weekend. Nice. Thank you for the reminder. On the 27th, I signed up for a romanticy webinar. I think it's a webinar. I don't think it was more than the one day. So I'm gonna thank you for the reminder. Romanticy webinar. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, guys. We are going to dive on into the rest of that page, which is all the life fun things that we have to get done. Fun things. What is the Author Writing Conference? AWC, which will be happening on, Rita gave us the names, the dates there, 28th, 29th, 30th. I cannot recall. Is that a freebie one or do you pay for that one? That I cannot recall. It's in its, want to say, second or third year. It's been around for a little bit. It's online. That's about as much as I remember from it. Okay, guys. Life task details. Chores, errands, your sleep equation, your groceries, meal planning, and cooking overview, your morning, evening routines, any little notes you want to put about them, maybe little changes you want to make, your banking bill due dates, if you have anything coming up. I could do property taxes. I don't want to, but face it, got to get that done. Other is if you have insurance coming up, that's an August thing that is coming close for me. Family time, the day job, if there's any notes you want to take down about that, things that might be changing or something that's a little different about the schedule, and batch together related tasks. So get them done. All right, guys, let's take a quick 2 minutes and fill out whatever relates to you and what you want to basically just want to make a note about, and go. So one day I'll probably cook. Okay, what did you come up with here? Rita, it's being organized by. Why is that put nothing over there? Weird. Okay, whatever you want, computer. Organized by SD Houston, and Margaret Bernard. Devin is also helping out this year. It's free. Very cool. Laurie, thanks, Rita. Is there a link to join in on the fun? I think I've seen it advertised on Facebook. I think. Not 100% sure. Okay, guys, we're going to keep going. And we're going to just do a little calculation for our time. We have 168 hours, guys. And a ticking clock is a time limit or deadline that adds constraint, obstacles, and ensures the protagonist must act. We want to act. We want to move. We want to make sure that we're doing what matters to us. So we don't want to be getting hung up on things that are not. We want to make sure that we know what we need to do so that when we get into our protected time, we know that we can act on that, use it, and protect it. All right, let's see, Lori, chores, errands. Okay, we'll get back to that. So, knowledge your time. What isn't on the list? You may have noticed that there is no place on the list for self-care or health exercise. That's because I believe I believe time for both should be protected, thus belongs on page 2. I need to reword that. So, you have 168 hours this week. Most of them are already spoken for. This is 7 hours of sleep each night, 49 hours. Day job, that's a full-time job with a half-hour commute there and back, 45, 21 for meals and cooking. If you're eating out, of course, that'll be a lower number, but if you're cooking, time does add up, right? 14 for family time. We like to spend a couple hours a night, eat together, just hanging out. We're all quite busy, so it's nice to just spend a couple hours together in the evening. 2 for errands, 3 for chores, and 3.5 hours each for morning and evening routines for a total of 27. What does your time look like? All right, guys, let's get our 2-minute timer up and calculate that out. So let's see, Lori has 10 for chores, 4 for errands, sleep was 56, groceries, meals, estimation was 7, AM, PM routines 14. That's about it. Beautiful. Rita, there's a schedule and all the presentations are all at the individual YouTube channels. Perfect. Okay, guys, 2-minute timer, and let's do that little bit of a math calculation and see approximately what we have coming at us. And be honest, give yourself that little extra time. It's better to overestimate these kind of things so that you actually are really true about the protected time that you're going to have for the others. And begin. Okay, let's see. Lori, 168 minus 91 equals 77 protected time. Man, I could use, but for some reason I feel as though I'll be about 20 hours less than that. What do you feel like is gonna, what do you feel like is gonna get in the way? Now remember, this is your protected time, so you could go with, if you see things interrupting you, maybe cut that in half there, and instead of the 20 that you fear you may lose, leave it at 10. So then give yourself 60 hours, 67 hours next week, and desperately try to protect those. And that way, if you don't end up having that, and sometimes that's just that niggly feeling that others are going to claim our time, which, face it, so normal. But that way you can maybe do a slight finessing of the two numbers. Just a thought. And that would still leave you with 67 hours, which would be quite sweet for you. Okay, guys. We're going to move on in. This guy, this is one of the ones where I am questioning keeping or not. I like it in concept, but I think I need to, I feel like it needs a slight finesse, and I haven't quite figured out what that is. This is one of those ones. Let's see, Rita. I'm not liking this week. I took away some sleep time since I'll be awake early. So I only have 18 hours, but I can get some writing time. I'm hoping 4 hours with the kids. Okay, okay. And you are also going to have probably an adjustment week because it's going to be another one of those little shifts, little changes. And so don't beat yourself up. It's going to be one of those weeks where you just be more set on that protected time that is for you. And if things go a little bit sideways, that's to be expected, right? Because there's another shift happening here. Lori, usually my daughter will call to have me bring her somewhere, and sometimes my oldest daughter will call and need me to babysit, which can be for an 8-hour day. Okay. Yeah, so put that 10 in there. And that will probably be a nice shift that both of them can have. One can get the babysitting, one can get the little Erin run around, and then the other 10 is still yours. Right? All right, guys. So story beats, the frame over which you drape your plots. So this is one, like I said, I love this section. I'm arguing with myself. What can I say? So this is another way of looking at your time. Think in terms of full days. That's when you have all the time in the world to do whatever you want. Half days generally are you have to go to work, and the other half is yours to do with whatever you want. Pinch days, super, super busy, crazy days where the universe just keeps laying stuff in on that day and you cannot even say no to it because it has to happen. Don't like those days. So we've had a few of them recently. I feel so exhausted by the end of them because I feel like I should be able to take more control of them, and it's just life doing it too, and everything kind of has to happen at that time. It's like, it is what it is, right? Life task days are those days when you're going to be running around outside the house, running errands, doing chores, doing the things that kind of have to get done, but at the same time, they do chew up a bit of time. So that we give an L to because sometimes we can't control traffic. We cannot maybe control other people being on time. And we make those, we realize that one is going to be the kind of day where we are not as in control as we'd like to be. And days off are the days that you take off. You're not working. You're just going to do all the fun things that you want to do. Yesterday was fantastic. I didn't even worry about writing until late at night, like 1 a.m. And the rest of the day was just having an absolute blast with the hubby and nerding out, geeking out. We were having a great time. Okay, yeah, so let's take a quick 2 minutes and we will fill in what we see our Monday to Sunday schedule looking like this week in terms of the broad overview. And go. Nope. That's not what I put there. And just a note for next week, guys, I'm going to run. I have to look at the time now, or am I going to be okay on that? I'm going to do our monthly planning for July on Friday, 28th. I got to figure out the time. I can't quite make out what I scribbled on there. So watch for that. My post-its are across the room, so I can't see quite what they were. Going to do and then our weekly planning will be on Sunday. And then our writing sprints should happen both Saturday and Sunday. I have an obligation I have to meet for my daughter on Saturday evening, but I should still have plenty of time to get our writing sprints in. So that should be next week's lineup. I'm excited to plan for July because, as I said earlier, things are kind of opening up in terms of time, and I get to focus more on the things I want to get done. This room is actually easier to deal with in either winter because I know how to set it up for consistent cold, and I know how to set it up for consistent heat. It's the in-between that this room has a little trouble with. So I'm excited for July and August and all the things that I want to get in motion. September, I'm going to keep light, and I'm not going to treat it like I can get it all done because I know it's not going to happen. Okay, guys. We are heading into our protected time kept safe or defended against interruption so you can achieve what matters to you. This is our precious time. This is where it matters most to us to protect this time and make sure that things are happening for us. All right, guys, so we're going to take that calculation we had there for whatever you ended up with for your ticking clock calculation. My protected time this time ended up at 46. Now, it's a little shyer than I normally have, but that is okay. And I'm fine with that. Oops. I can still work with that. So, first one we're going to discuss is, as I said, I believe that health and self-care truly belong in our protected time. So there's already a place at the end there for our fun list, which is our self-care. I think your self-care should be things that just make you happy, that bring you joy, that refill the well. They don't need to produce anything. No product has to come from it. No outcome. I mean, if you're a visual artist, this is you're just goofing around and playing on the canvas and seeing what is created. There's no product in mind. There's no idea this has to be something that someone else would want. This is you just playing, right? That's what I want that to be. And the other side of it is what I always hope you'll use for your number one goal is your health, which comes in 3 parts, which is your physical, that's your movement, exercise, which you can combine with your new skills, your dietary choices, figure out the things that are making you feel good, the things that are not, the things that bring you energy, the ones that drag you down, the things that are helping you to achieve your other goals. Without good health, the rest of it doesn't really matter because we're always fighting against ourselves then, right? Mental is your meditation, whatever you choose to do, and your planning. When you know what's coming at you, you're a more relaxed, less stressed person who can be happier, right? So that's your daily, weekly, your monthly, quarterly, your business goal setting, your budget, and that self-care is scheduled in that, and that's part of your planning, guys. Your self-discovery, your growth, that is your journaling, your morning pages, your process evaluation, your habits or routines, your systems, and those personal goals that you want to set. I like a nice 6-week rotation because it allows for good evaluation and time for tweaking. All right, guys, Lori, my goal for July and August is to finally finish this book for publication in September. I love that. If I stick with my projected time, I should have 7 hours a day to write and should be able to reach my goal. Oh, I love that. That is sweet. And that number, and make sure you take the right nut, get your breaks in there, right? 7 hours straight, it's going to hurt. Okay, guys. Oops. Okay, so protected time. The first rule is you don't give 100%. We never do. When we're doing it the right way, we don't give 100%. We give 95 because we got to save a little something for ourselves. So your percentages you're going to use are 40% for your number one goal, 20% each for those medium goals, 5% each for your small goals. And that leaves that additional 5% plus the remainder, because we're going to be rounding up and down, right, for your fun list, right? Let's see. Boop. Before I had planning time into my recurring tasks, and my health goal is such a great method of thinking. It is, right? I did the same thing. I always saw it as a recurring thing, and then I always treated it, I didn't treat it as protected time at all. It was always when I got around to it, when I had time for it. And then I'd be like this hot mess the rest of the week trying to get everything done. And then realizing that a plan would have helped me, but not having that plan because I didn't prioritize the planning. So yeah, when I put it into the health goal, it just was like a light bulb going off. Everything made more sense, right? Elizabeth is here. Hello, hun. I am going to make bullet journaling a health goal since it is something that I want to start doing to help my mental health. Oh, I did that for years. I loved it. The only thing that I found irritating is I ran out of time because I wanted to make pretty journals. Try not to make pretty journals, guys, because the actual system itself is awesome. But when you try getting all that pretty in there and you want everything laid out and all those lines and your hand drawing your weeklies, and it adds up and it turns into a bit of chaos. So do it the right way, do it the simple way, do it the messy way. That's the one for bullet journaling, and you will love it because it's so amazing for executive function. It is sweet. I love it. Like I said, but I couldn't stop myself from wanting all the pretty, and that was messing me up. Okay, guys, so we are going to do our math. So we're going to take our protected time number that we got, and we're going to multiply it by the percentage and figure out what our focus time is going to be for each. So in this example, the 27 was multiplied by 40%, which gave us 11 hours. That was rounded up. 20% was 5 hours each. Everything else was rounded down. So 5 hours each, 5% was 1 hour each. And then the fun list was the 5% plus the remainder. Okay, guys, let's take a 2-minute and quickly do our calculations and go. Okay. Oops. Oh, shoot. Okay, there. Sorry. Elizabeth, I want to do some prettiness with my bullet journaling so I can have some fun creativity, but I won't spend a lot of time on it. Yes, it's a slippery slope because that's the one that does it, right? Okay, let's do our math, guys. Okay, so this is... Okay, so that's going to be... Me too. This is better. I feel like I'm missing something there. Okay. Rita, let's see. I started bullet journaling with a dot journal, no lines, so less distraction, and it was cleaner. I also used colored pencils. Mine was simple. My washi tape and stickers to pretty it up. I like that. Oh, try washi tapes. Yeah, for sure. Ironically, my first one was a lined journal, and something I picked up from the grocery store, and I loved that thing. And after that, of course, I went into the dot journal because I was like, oh, that's the gold star that we should be going by. But I never stopped loving how much I loved that lined journal. It was great. And I think because in an odd way, those lines made it so I couldn't make it pretty. It was never going to be possible because there was always going to be lines in my drawings and if I did anything like that. So it was fantastic to, and I never did go back to a line, and I kept going the dots and doing all the pretty, and I should have just gone back to the line journal. Let's see, Rita, I have 20 hours of PT. I use one goal at protected time. I use one goal at 8 hours and 3 smaller goals at 4 hours each. Beautiful. Elizabeth, I have about 43 hours of protected time, which is shocking to me. I do have to do some cleaning since my executive functioning has been bad all year and is just starting to get better. Well, I'm glad it's getting better. I have a line journal, but for my bullet journal. Yeah, like I said, I didn't even put the connection together until basically just now. How much that stopped me from being able to have that pretty requirement. So if you can resist the dot grid journal, that might be the solution, right? Let's see, Rita, I use the HB90 planning like a bullet journal and use a lined spiral notebook. I don't print out the pages. I'm getting less and less into that because I'm finding that the handful of dates that I'm going to cross out anyway, it's easy enough to just, write them in the journal and be done with it and not have to worry about it. I'm not taking off any big, huge chunks of time anyway. And the realization with September is I'm not going to know what those dates are going to be. I just know that generally speaking, that after that, the beginning of the school year, that I end up, so, a weekend, I'm going to be down. And that's close enough for me. I don't need it closer than that. Okay, guys. So I have, I took out 2 of my smaller goals so I could give a little more room to my other goals that I want to do. Actually, did I do that calculation correctly? Let's see. Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, let's dive into the next one. Okay, so this is your goals pyramid. You have that one bigger goal, your 1 to 2 medium goals, and your 2 to 3 smaller goals. I should technically actually convert that out to the 1 to 3 because maybe you only have one smaller goal. And then you can use the difference and you can make it more self-care or do whatever works that way for you, right? So you're going to name your goals with those big picture categories. As I always suggest, health goal, make that your number 1, guys, if you can, because so much goes into it. And when you're a healthy, happy person, you're going to feel better and more things are going to get done. That's all there is to it. All right, guys. Lori, I use Sarah's printed HB 90 pages and keep them in a classic happy planner. That works for me. My printer is not friendly about classic happy. So when I do print it, I just go letter size and be happy with it because my printer does not. She's amazing in so many other ways, but not for that. Let's see. Elizabeth, my cousin, just got back from her missionary trip abroad last Monday, and my sister and I hung out with her today. She left January 10th. Oh, that's wow. Oh, you guys must have had an amazing reunion. Okay, guys, let's get that 2-minute timer going up and let's just fill in our spaces of what each is going to be and begin. Okay. Feel like under my third goal, I have something that I wanted to include, and I'm not seeing it. So, where did I note this down? I don't know. I have little post-its all over my desk. I'm going to have to go hunting. Let's see. And we're going to move into stage 7, our plotting and the plan, which is basically a fancy way of saying what we're going to work on and how we're going to get it done and any tactics and strategies we're going to utilize. So your plotting is a series of related events making up a story, because really we do have an ending in mind for our own story, right? And then the definition for the plan is an intention or decision about what one is going to do, because we want to have that plan, even if we shift it a little, because then we at least have that, we know what we're trying to do, even if we didn't quite get the strategy right, because then we can change it accordingly and still end up in the same place, right? Sorry, voice is trying to leave. Sip of water, I think. Elizabeth. My big goal outside of school and work is to get organized and clean my car and deal with the fact that the tire light is on in my car. I need to figure out why the tire light is on. Do you have a good mechanic? Maybe it's sometimes sensors go in cars and there's technically maybe nothing wrong with the actual tire itself, but the sensor it could be out. Maybe possibly, right? Okay, guys. So we have our projects ongoing, recurring, new, on hold, and pulled from our monthly quarterly plan, which face it is if you did quarterly planning, that's only you've only got a week left. And actually, if you did monthly, we only got 1 week left as well. So whatever may be on there. And then the plan is your subtasks that you want to keep in mind: admin tasks, banking, meetings, workshops, courses, any skill-based videos or reading that you want to do, your live sprints, your journaling, and your targets, just to give everything a nice definition and support to keep you going. And batch again together everything that is related, makes it easier, faster, and clearer. As well, you can add your deep focus times. Since we did our storyboard, we know which days we have more open to dive in and do deep focus time. So you can choose which goals you want to focus on, give them 2 to 3 hour blocks, and then create a little mini agenda for it so you know exactly what you want to get done. So there's space for that down that third little column there. And then we'll worry about the rest at the end. I think it's just that one tire is slightly low in air and I just need to figure out which tire it is. This is what happened the last time the tire light went on. Perfect. Okay, guys, 2 minutes and let's break down our plan and go. Okay, how did you guys do? Let's see. I will focus on. Oh, I also need to find the library book I borrowed and return it soon. I will focus on schoolwork earlier in the week and laundry that has to get done. I'll do laundry tonight. Also, I will do more cleaning later this week. Sweet. Lori, I need to head out, but I'll check the replay for the rest of this. Good night. Thank you, hon, for hanging out with us. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys. Now, for me, I got some days down here that I know I knew. The others have a little bit more. It's kind of easy when things are coming to an end because that is easy to calculate. The HB90, I do really need to focus in on this week. So I want to give that extra time but I want to support that with journaling. So I want those two to pair together, I think, and really bring some strength to that. And the other, I should be able to just kind of continue with what I was doing. I need, part of that is figuring out what does my writing look like now that 9091 challenge is coming to an end. I know it's going to be editing, but how am I going to structure that is where I'm kind of coming from. I know I still have all of next week to figure that out. I'll be okay. And I'm also doing a self-paced editing course as well for YA, and really loving that. So I want to make sure that is getting in there as well. Elizabeth, this week I'm working 25 and a half hours, and next week I'm scheduled for 31. If there's something behind that, I cannot see it. Hours of work at my job. That's good. And you're adjusting, of course, for that 5-6 hours you lose, right? Of course. Okay, guys, self-care. This is your fun list. This is your favorite activities. You're getting outdoors, trying something new, reading, playing games, just having fun, being active, and just doing things that you like, right? So let's take a quick 2 minutes and fill out our list here. I feel like this is such a gift this week. I get about 5 hours for self-care. That feels so good. I'm so excited for that. Partly because I took away from the one goal that I've kind of worked out. I'm just going to set aside. I don't have time for it right now. And it's not really where all my other processes are at the moment. So I'm just gonna have that little extra time for self-care, which actually goes into that because it'll probably end up being a bit of journaling. And begin. Where did my paper go? I did a slight recalculation on that, but I still have quite a bit. That's good. Let's see. Elizabeth, I also don't have lab next week due to July 4th, and I have plans for July 4th. I have been so stressed for a while that now I am feeling the effects of it with my energy and mood. Oh no, hun. Yeah, and that was quite the adjustment period too, because you had all the stress of the new job and all the stress of school, which I'm hoping that's starting to mellow out for you a little bit, and it's becoming more normal. I know my daughter did stress quite a bit with their first term of university, and I think now she's figuring out what she's figured out after almost a year what really works for her, what doesn't, and she's finding it more enjoyable. And I think now the first semester there, that was that was a tough one. Let's see, Louise, I'm going to head out and get some dinner. Thanks for hosting. You're welcome, hon. Bye, Louise. Yes, definitely from Rita as well. Okay, guys, we are heading into our final little itty bitty bit here, and this is Protagonist 2.0, you, and that is the character who drives the action. We want to make sure that we are doing things that are going to be good for us and make us feel good and help support us and make us happy. All right, so let's get into that new continued skills, which is my favorite area. Hey, Mildred. What knowledge are you lacking? Apparently, I'm lacking a voice at this particular moment. Sources can be YouTube, books, courses. Is it free? Do you have to apply for it or purchase? What does your reading study time look like? What does your coursework look like? How are you going to do that out? Is it all handwritten? Is it online? Are you going to need access to the internet? All those good decisions. Practice time, because you want to be practicing the skills that you're bringing in so that you know that they can actually support you. And then how you're going to evaluate your success and failures, and not success and failures, your strengths and weaknesses, where you need to put more time, where you maybe can do a little bit less. Just sort of evaluating and assessing so you know that you're getting the information you need. Elizabeth, plus I had the stress of the emotions of dropping out of college in 2020 flooding back into me the first week I started college, which was the last week of May. I had just gotten over having bronchitis when I started oh no. So you're already down. Let's be honest. Your body was already down. And then you threw the emotional swings of that. Oh yeah, I mean, that makes total sense. So yeah, you know, and journal your way through it. You know what to do. You know what the tools that you have to help you to process and to figure out. And there's tons of emotion that comes with that. So I'm glad that you were able to kind of work through it and you're getting there, right? Okay, guys, let's figure out what our new skills are what we're working on this week and to make a better version of you and go. Sweet. Okay, what did you guys come up with? I'm going to continue one that got interrupted because of life. So I'm going to go back to reading the Cozy Mystery How To and enjoying that one because I do love it. So, don't actually have a storyline in mind yet. So, but I've always kind of liked them. So I wouldn't mind someday writing one. So that's where that comes in. Plus a little mystery and any story makes me happy. So I kind of want to know the rules and see where I could possibly put them in. I survived. Things are starting to mellow out, but there are still moments when the stress hits me harder. I'm going to continue to improve my study skills and organization skills. Yeah, and like I said, it is quite the adjustment. So you are not alone. Like I said, my daughter is now, after almost a year, in a much happier, more relaxed state when she is dealing with her school stuff. So give yourself time. It takes time. It really does. Okay, any big changes do. Okay, guys, misbeliefs. What bad choices have you been making that are affecting your overall health, energy, and concentration? Mine has been that I have timers for basically every hour to basically tell me to get up and move around, and I have been ignoring those timers. So I need to get back in the habit of actually getting up and acknowledging them and getting that it's only supposed to be 5 minutes. It's just get out of the chair. It's better for my back. I have like I hurt my tailbone a couple of years ago, and if I sit in a chair for too long, I know it, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to get back, I think, into using my alarms and respecting them when they go off. Get up, move around. It's 5 minutes. I'm going to, and my body will heavily thank me for it if I do. Okay, guys, let's take our 2-minute timer and figure out what small little change we're going to make this week for the better to help us out. And go. Okay, what did you guys come up with? I'm gonna respect the timers, and I'm going to put you to that. 1 hour was too short of a time. It felt interruptive. So I'm going to make them either an hour and a half or 2 hours apart. And that way I get that better, a little bit deeper focus state because I was kind of interrupting myself with an hour. It's not, it's, I also think when I started, I think my back was hurting more than it was. So now it's good to know that if I do this, it's feeling better, which means it did work in some ways until I started ignoring it. So I'm going to make little tweaks. So hopefully it'll be a better time match for me. Let's see, Elizabeth, I have been beating myself up about my less than stellar exam 1 grade, but I can earn up to 30% of points lost back by retaking the exam, and I'll do that tomorrow morning. I also have 3 chapter 17 assignments to do before Tuesday at midnight. Oh, well, you know what? Break it up. You can get it done one at a time. And just be calm about it. You have the rest of today. You have all of Monday, and you'll have all of Tuesday. Work schedule, of course, depending on what your work schedule will do. So map out your time. Look at your windows. Look at where your meals need to be. And yeah, and then give yourself a plan. You've got this, son. You can do this. Let's see, Rita, I need to get back to drinking more water during the day and especially before coffee. One caveat I'll give for Elizabeth there is something I tell my daughter all the time. It doesn't matter what the deadline is the teacher gives you. Always, always, always take it and give yourself a deadline of a day or two before that. That way, if something happens and life gets in the way, you're not sitting there at crunch time with no choice. Because if you have it done the day before that, I always tell her just the day before because it's an easy calculation. If you make it that it's due Monday night instead of the Tuesday night, you are making sure that you're hitting it earlier in the week. And also you're going to, and you'll have less stress too, because you know you'll have that buffer time built right into your system. So do try to do that if you can. It will save you a lot of stress. When she listens to me, she's less stressed. When she doesn't, she's sitting there an hour before the thing is due looking like she's going to pull her hair out. So listen to mommy. Rita, I need to get back to drinking more water during the day and especially before coffee. Yes, I broke that rule a little bit. I fixed it the last couple of days, but there was a few days in there where I happily drank my coffee and went, and then like a half hour later felt like, okay, I'm dehydrated now. That wasn't smart. Water first. Elizabeth, I am starting to see the effects of my internal ableism towards myself. I want to start learning better methods to handle my neurodivergent struggles. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just it's easier that way and you're going to be kinder to yourself overall, right? And for some reason, if somebody comes and says, I need you for this, you gave yourself that buffer, right? All right, guys. Let's do our daily habits. What 3 to 5 things do you want to work on daily this week? What goals are they connected to? My personal favorite has been the 9091 for my writing. That has been amazing. I'm debating whether I want to continue that for another 90 days for editing instead of writing, but still my writing goal, and just continue the magic of that, because breaking the chain, I did not want to break the chain. It didn't matter if I wrote, and it's supposed to be your first thing that you do in the morning, but on those crazy busy days, if I did it at midnight, I'm fine with that. I didn't break the chain. I still got every day in there, right? Yeah, so let's figure out what your daily to-dos are going to look like that are going to help support you and make a happier, healthier person. And go. down. Let's see. I want to work on bullet journaling as many days as I feel I need for my personal life. Love that. And face it, even just the daily check-in, because it's so quick and easy, you should be able to fit that in with ease. I also want to write HB90 stuff in my bullet journal along with my daily prayers. I simplified my life by grabbing one of those good old Costco planners, and I just, all my future planning, all my career planning, just one place. And that way it's easy for me to find it. Because other than before that, I was kind of putting it in a couple different places by type. And I was finding that often when the one that I wanted was not the piece of tech that I would have beside me. So I just kind of put it all into one journal. I can drag it with me wherever I want. And it just keeps it simple. Okay, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. So stage 9 is that rising action, all the events that happen in the story on the way to the climax. We'll find out how you did next week for the climax. So you're going to outline, you're going to create your master plan ideal week, you're going to secure your protected time in your planner, you're going to schedule your self-care, your mental health, and your buffer days. You need your buffer days. Often towards the end of the month, they are a fabulous thing to have because you can play catch up with all the things that didn't quite go to plan. And as always, this is your first draft of your weekly plan, guys. Make adjustments as you need it. Be kind to yourself. Once you start mapping it out into the planner, it looks different sometimes, right? We realize that there's going to maybe be some conflicts and stuff in there that we need to resolve. So get it done, do what works for you, get it down, make those adjustments, because you know what? At the end of the day, this is your plan, right? And you make it work for you. Elizabeth, I have an Erin Condren academic planner from July 24 to June 2025. I find it best to have schoolwork, work stuff in one planner and personal life stuff in a separate planner. Yeah, my solution for that was when I basically divvy up the page here. Let's bring this in. Oops, everything falls out because I don't normally hold that way. And I just draw on the lines here so that I can quickly just have anything that's, I'll use a blank page for this. So this first little section, I can just have anything that's scheduled. This is like my stuff that I want to do in terms of my goals. And this is kind of just the other category, anything that doesn't quite fit into it. Sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's just stuff that I don't feel like works in here. And it's not scheduled, but I don't want to lose sight of it. And I do want to kind of give a date to it. And that works quite well for me anyway. And it allows me to then deal with things as they come up. And I kind of have a place in the planner for it, even if it's not perfect, right? And that's kind of the goal that I'm looking for, is to have something that just works. I like the size of it. I love the A5. It was the kind of the compromise between the bullet journaling. I did try some of the ringed binders and stuff, and as pretty as they are, I did not buy a big enough desk for them. I want to have them out and open, and the minute you get that, anything bigger than a letter-sized piece of paper on your desk, it's taking up space. You need to work, right? Elizabeth, I need separate planners for school, work, and life so that I cannot see a bunch done, but not much life stuff getting done, and then life stuff feels easier to get done. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, and breaking it up that way works too, right? Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you next weekend. So Friday, we're going to do the monthly planning for July. And Sunday, we're going to do the weekly planning for our first week of July. And then we'll be diving on into, next week's going to be fun to plan for because it's all holiday, right? Okay, guys, and then we'll get our writing sprints in there too. And I will see you guys for Double Down Day on the 6th and what other dates we have coming up. It's all good. We're going to have fun. Let's see, Elizabeth. They need to be separate for me. My bullet journal for life stuff will stay at home and my academic planner will go out with me. That makes sense too. Plus, I can get a bit heavy. You can get a smaller planner for something like that too if it's got to come out the house with you. Okay, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you guys next weekend. I hope you have an amazing week. Clear off your space, get your planner out, get those washi tape out, the stickers, your markers, and make it all pretty. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. Thank you, guys. Bye.